present your bodies a living sacrifice unto God, which is your reasonable service, and begin to see what you want and say, God, I'm a friend of what I want. I'm a friend. I've seen, and this does not fit every case, but I've seen many times another aspect that's a little different, but still follows pattern. I find sometimes women who are loose in their morals, they get married right away. They set the trap and the stage, and they get their man. Like the Canadian Mountie, they always get their man. Stalk him until they run into him again. And then you see other women in the church, and they haven't gotten married. They've been as true to God as true can be. As right with God as right can be. Just as pure in heart as pure can be. Sometimes people don't want to get married. They have wisdom. But for those who do, how many times I've seen people who don't, and they don't look like they're a friend of marriage. It almost looks like they're geared to stay single. Listen, if you want to get married, think about it, plan it, pray about it, understand it, and behave like you're looking for a mate. Don't get crazy about it. I mean, but I just think sometimes, you know, I run into women and they look so perfectly complete the way they are, as if no thought of marriage is running across their mind. If you're going to get married, you're going to be a friend of marriage. When I was single, I asked every girl I ever went out with if she'd marry me. I just wanted to know in case I decided. So I married my wife. But you become a friend of the blessing that God's going to give you. You become a friend of what God's going to pour out in your life. And if you want God's best, hunger for it. For they that hunger and thirst after righteousness shall be filled. Stand with me in the service. Make up your mind what you want in God. Do you want peace that comes from above? The peace that is the strength of God that causes every war to cease? You can have that peace. The wicked are like the troubled sea when it cannot rest, whose waters stir up mire and dirt. There is no peace, saith my God, to the wicked. There is peace in Jesus Christ. It comes to the people who hunger, who desire, who want peace. Our church has so little gossip in it for a church its size. When I was a little boy, the prayer of my life was, oh God, that we could have a church where people didn't fight all the time. Where people don't fight all the time. Where people don't gossip all the time. Where people could just be people and let God be God and let God change us as we go along. He gives you what you desire. He gives it to people who want it. You don't want peace, it'll never stay with you. You don't want joy particularly, it'll never be yours. You don't want victory, it's not going to remain. But if you hunger for victory, I hate to lose. I feel bad when the traffic light turns red. I feel like I lost. I hate to lose. I'm a son of victory. I'm a son of winning. And when the blessing of God comes upon somebody who doesn't like to lose, that blessing will stay. Let God make you a son that hungers for what he hungers for. Let God make you a son that craves for what he craves for. Let God make you a son, a daughter that craves for what God wants you to have. You'll get it. When the blessing comes, it won't go back again. It will remain. A lady in this church was telling me how that she tried so hard to get her nurse's certificate. Tried and failed again, but she didn't give up. Something inside wanted the prize, and she said, I got it. I got it. It's mine. Because the blessing of the Lord, when it came to her, she knew that she wasn't going to give it back. She wanted it. She was a daughter to win. And God